So hello everyone, and I welcome you all once again to the today's session over the design of RCC water tank. Okay, so before going to today's session, I would like to revise the discussion over the last session. Okay, so in the last session I had discussed about the water tanks and what are the different classification of water tank. Okay, and in that, as I told you, we have the two major design part in the coming session. So that is the regarding the design of circular water tank and the design of rectangular water tank. Okay, and after that I discuss about the types of again the circular water tank. Okay, in that we have the water tanks divided with respect to the connection. Okay, that is if the joint is flexible and if the joint is rigid. Okay, and I discuss over this also how the connections is maintained based on the end condition, that is call it as flexible or if it is rigid connection. Okay, and I told you how the connection will be provided if it is a flexible base and if it is a rigid base. I would like to uh, have one more discussion over here. You can see the detailing part. As I told you can see here the reinforcement are not crossing over each other if it is the flexible base, and if you see here if it is a rigid base, you can see the reinforcement from wall and the base slab, they are crossing each other to maintain a rigid connection, correct? So this is the first difference what you can see if it is the flexible base and rigid base. Okay, so after that we have again the difference here. So here what I discussed here, so the flexible base walls are free to expand as the joint is because between the wall and floor is flexible, the walls are free to expand. What you can see, the expansion in the there is a movement or there is a shift in the base slab because the walls are flexible, means the reinforcement is not connected between walls and slab. Okay, that is the first things I explained here. Then we have rigid base. So in rigid base again I had discussed about how the deflection takes place or the bulging of wall because of the joint, the rigidity in the joint. Okay, so here it is given the side walls are restricted to slide or restricted by providing the fixity. So because of fixity the walls are restricted to slide, so the walls are not allowed to expand in the joint. Okay, it may deflect. Okay, it may deflect because of the fixity. So this is the things I explained, and even I discuss about the hoop stress, how the hoop stress develop in the walls due to the end condition, that is if it is a flexible base and even if the rigid base. Okay, so with respect to that, even I told you because of the hoop stress the tension developed in the walls. Okay, because of the bulging of walls the tension will be developed in the reinforcement or even in the concrete. Okay, that so therefore the wall should be designed to resist the hoop stress. Okay, to resist the hoop stress. Okay, so with respect to that we are going to proceed the design of circular water tank with flexible base. Okay, so here as I told you, after the discussion over the circular water tank, today in this session I am going to start with the design of circular water tank with flexible joint or flexible base. Okay, so the statement of the problem is given here: design a circular water tank with flexible connection at base for a capacity of 4 lakh liters. Okay, so that tank has to store a water of 4 lakh liters. Okay, then we have the tank rest on firm level ground. Then the height of tank including freeboard of 200 mm and should not exceed 3.5 meter. So the total height of the tank is 3.5 meter. Then we have the tank is open at the top. The tank is open at top, so we have to use M20 grade concrete and AFE 415 steel. Okay, so these are the given data we have according to the statement of the problem. So we'll note down the given data first. Okay, it will be easier for the solution of the problem. Okay, so we'll note down the given data first here. Given data are, okay, so first is depth of water. the depth of water. So total height is 3.5 meter minus, you have to make it freeboard 0.2, 200 mm freeboard they have given. So the height of water is 3.3 meter. The height of tank is 3.5 meter, but the height of water or the depth of water including, so we have to deduct the freeboard height. So 3.5 minus 0.2, it will be 3.3 meter. Then one more thing important, they have given capacity. Capacity is equal to, they have given 4 lakh liters. Okay, 4 lakh liter. So therefore we have to find out the volume. First of all, you have to find out the volume. Okay, so the volume is equal to, that is the capacity, divided by the unit weight of water, it is 1000. So it is, we get 400 mm cube. 400 mm cube. Okay. 400 mm cube. We have to provide the area of water tank of, the size of water tank of 400 mm cube. So therefore the area is equal to, we know the height of the water tank, so we will get here, so 400 divided by 3.3. okay, so height of water here 121.21 meter square. So the height of water is 3.3 and the remaining area is 120.21 meter square. Then we have for diameter of water tank. Now for diameter of water tank, for diameter of water tank, A is equal to pi by 4 into d square. So from this you have to find out d, so that is capital D only. It will be 12.42, nothing but 13 meter. It considered as a 13 meter. So we have to provide the diameter of water tank as 13 meter. Okay, 13 meter. Okay, so if you want to show it here, it will be, so what you can see here. Okay, so the diameter of circular water tank is 13 meter and this is in plan. Okay, and if you want to see in the elevation, okay, what you can see, we have the total height of the water tank is, from base it is 3.5 meter and the depth of water table, so this is the depth of water table, so that is 3.3 because we have to deduct for freeboard 0.2 meter, and this will, the walls has to resist the water pressure gamma W into H. Okay, so the pressure will act along the periphery of the wall as I discussed in the last session. So for that you have to design the walls. Okay, because the walls, when walls subjected to the water pressure, it will develop the hoop stress or hoop tension in the walls. So we have to design the water tank to resist the hoop stress or hoop tension. Okay, so this is the total height is 3.5 meter and we have the depth of water is 3.3 meter. Okay, so next we have the design part. So therefore now water pressure at base, water pressure base is equal to gamma W into H. Gamma W into H. So it is here, gamma W is 9.81, H is the 3.3 meter. Okay, so we get here the pressure at the base is equal to 32.37 kilonewton per meter square. Okay, so this pressure cause hoop tension, which is very important. This pressure cause hoop tension along the periphery, as I told you, along the periphery. Okay, perimeter or periphery, along the perimeter. Okay, so which will be equal to half of gamma W H into D. So pressure half of gamma W into H into D. So it will be half of 9.81 into H is 3.3 meter and diameter is 13. So the hook tension, what I call it as T, hook tension T will be 210.42 kilonewton. So which will develop a hook tension of 210.42 kilonewton. Next, now the next step we have, if AC be the total concrete area, if AC, that is area of concrete, AC be the total concrete area, okay, so therefore AC will be, you have to remember this equation, that is 1000 into T. 1000 it is per meter height, so we are considering the height of wall per meter. 1000 into T, that is thickness, 1000 into T minus M minus 1 into AST. M minus 1 into AST. Okay, so here it is again we have to find out here what is M. So M is here nothing but modular ratio. M is nothing but here modular ratio. So where M is equal to modular ratio. M is equal to modular ratio, which is given by, we can find out from IS 456, 280 divided by 3 times sigma CBC. 3 times sigma CBC. Okay. And the value of sigma CBC. Sigma CBC we'll get it from table number 21, page number 81. I'll show you that where you get. Okay, here. So if you go to IS 456, table number 12, page number 81, there you will get value of sigma CBC. When you go here, okay, you can see table number 21 and down you can see the page number 81, IS 456 2000. So here we have the value of sigma CBC, permissible stress in compression, that is bending. Bending means the wall will bend, so we have to consider with respect to bending. Don't consider for direct, we have to consider for bending. And here we have the grade of concrete. So our grade of concrete is M20. So you have to refer this. Okay, that is for bending. So for M20 grade of concrete, we have the value of sigma CBC is 7. The value of sigma CBC is 7. Okay, so you have to note it down that. Okay, this way you have to note it down. CBC is 7, table number 21, page number 81. So we'll get the modular ratio M. We get here 13.33. After substituting here, we'll get 13.33. Then again you have to substitute here and find out AC is equal to, therefore AC is equal to 1000 into T, that is bracket 1000 into T minus, where T is thickness of wall, okay, minus M minus 1. So this is 13.33 minus 1 into AST. Okay. So we get this as so here you have to find out also area of steel, required, according to tension force. So first of all, what you have to do, you have to find out the modular ratio Then you have to find out AST, which is required again here. So AST, so we get AST is equal to T is equal to sigma ST into AST. Sigma ST into AST. So here the sigma ST again, as per code we have, it is 150 Newton per mm square. This is fixed. The value of sigma ST is equal to 150 Newton per mm square. Then AST will be equal to, we know already the Hooke's tension T, so we have to use here. So we have got here it is 210.42 into 10 is to 3 to make it Newton, divided by the sigma ST is 150. So we get here the AST is, AST is equal to 1402.8 mm square. So this is the value of AST, and you have to come back and substitute here once again in the formula of AST. Okay. So therefore it will be 1000 into T minus 13.33 minus 1 into AST, that is 1402.8. Okay, so this is AC. So we get here in terms of T, 1000 T minus 1729.6.52. Okay, this I'll consider as equation 1. Okay, in terms of T. Okay, then we have now the next step. Now area of concrete, we have again area of concrete, as per Hooke tension. Again here given it is as per Hooke tension. T is equal to sigma CT into AC. Sigma CT into AC. Okay. So here again you have to refer the value of sigma CT. So sigma CT is given again in the code. Okay. So here it is as per code. So you have to refer IS 3370 part 2. Okay, for that I'll show you how to refer that. So when you go to IS 3370 part 2, you will get the table here, table 1, permissible concrete stresses in calculation related to resisting to cracking. Okay, so here we have the grade of concrete and here you have the permissible stresses, that is, see, you can see here direct tension. Okay, with respect to direct tension. So Hooke tension is nothing but direct tension, that is not with respect to the bending. So the tension caused because of the Hooke, so that is nothing but direct tension. Okay, so for M25 here it is given from M25, but for if you refer the code in detail, that is it is mentioned in other code also. For M20 grade it is 1.2, for M25 1.3, for M30 it is 1.5. If it is, even though it is not mentioned here, so for M20 the values you can take as 1.2. Okay, by considering that you have to find out the AC. Okay, so here you have to note it down, AC. So sigma CT is equal to 1.2 as per table number 1, IS 3370 part 2. So from this you have to find out the AC, area of concrete. So T is here again 14, I think you have calculated T, sorry, 210.42 into 10 is to 3 divided by AC, that is sigma CT 1.2. So we get AC here, 175.35 into 10 is to 3 Newton. Okay, so this I'll call it as 2. So here also we have got AC, and here also we have got AC. Now we have to equate 1 and 2. So now by equating 1 and 2, you have to find out the area of that is T. So from this you have to find out T. So what is the thickness required? So therefore we get T equal to 192.45 mm. So by equating 1 and 2 we get T equal to 192.45 mm. Okay. Now next, also you have to check for another thickness by empirical formula. Okay, T will be equal to 30 times H plus 50. So it is 30 times H is 3.3 plus 50. So we get this equal to 149 mm. Okay, 149 mm. Okay, now what you have to do? You have to provide maximum of these two, either this or this. So between these two you have to provide the maximum. So therefore from these two we got the maximum thickness T equal to 192.45. So I'll consider it is 200 mm. 200 mm. Okay. Then next is AST minimum. Already we have calculated AST, but also you have to check for AST minimum. Okay, you have to check for AST minimum also. So for that, AST minimum equal to, so it is given for if T is less than or equal to 100 mm and T more than or equal to 450 mm. They have given a range. Okay, if T is less than or equal to 100 mm, T is more than or equal to 450 mm. So it will be 0.3% and 0.2%. Okay, so if the thickness is less than or equal to 100, you have to use 0.3%, and if T is more than or equal to 450 mm, you have to use 0.2%. Now our thickness is 200 mm. Our thickness is 200 mm. So what you have to do? You have to do the interpolation. Okay, you have to find out the percentage for 200 mm. Okay, so therefore for T is equal to 200 mm, after interpolation we get the percentage will be 0.27%. Okay, 0.27%. 0.27%. So therefore AST minimum will be 0.27 into B into D. B we have considered 1 meter height, 200 mm thickness divided by 100. So we will get it here 540 mm square. 540 mm square, which is less than AST, because our AST is 1402.8. AST I will write here 1402.8. Therefore okay. Therefore okay. So we have to provide AST is equal to 1402.8 mm square. Understood? So now